Hi, and welcome back to Financial Minds Meet the Experts. I'm your host, Jaime Agostino. In case you're new to listening to our show, this is where we're joined by financial industry experts to talk about topics, trends, and themes that credit union professionals need to know about. Today, we are meeting Lena Giakoumopoulos, Director of Global Women's Leadership Network, in an initiative of the Worldwide Foundation. So welcome, Lena. Appreciate you being here with me today. Before we get started, would you mind telling our listeners just a little bit about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you, Jaime. And hello, everyone. And thank you for listening and joining us. Just like Jaime said, my name is Lena Giakoumopoulos, and I've been with Global Women's Leadership Network now for almost 5 years, and actually with the World Council of Credit Unions for almost 6. But I think the listeners would be kind of intrigued to know I don't come from a financial services background. Actually, my background is communications. And I've actually spent a part of my life in northern Greece, where I lived and worked in a variety of organizations. And now I've been also back to the US for a little over 10 years. So I've actually gone back and forth across the pond, I would say 3 times, and been an immigrant between the US and Greece 3 times. So I'll leave it at that with my short intro.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much. And so let me go ahead and get started. So for the first time, your CEO and the chairperson of the board of directors are both women. What kind of effect has this had on the organization thus far?
Yes, thank you. Well, it's definitely one of the firsts, right? And I think it has brought a lot of emotions across the board and a lot of hope and a lot of great thoughts. I think one part of it is what our own CEO has actually said on communication through our previous podcasts at the World Council, actually, that, it's important, yeah, and, it's great to see that she is the first, and we have a first of also a board chair and a CEO of a first. And it's important to keep calling out those firsts until the time comes when those firsts are a normal thing. And then after that, it is the way it is. I think that's what we want to see. And that's literally what I would like to see through my work and what I think is important through Global Women's, right? We keep talking about the numbers. We keep talking about the data, right? I would like to see the day when we don't have to talk about the numbers and don't have to talk about the data of how much more we need to do to get to the point where you have more women across the board in leadership roles and in different type of advancing opportunities, right? So I think coming back to the question, it has has made a tremendous effect, right? Just a different type of organization overall, right? Research shows that women have a different approach to leadership, and evidence shows that women, are better in times of crisis. But I think where we are and what we're showing the world through our new leadership teams at World Council is the opportunity to see that, yes, this can happen. And it's, in essence, opening the doors for others to see the role models of where they could go.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
All right. So, Lena, you're the director of Global Women's Leadership Network. How does this network and the World Council's Young Credit Union Professionals Network help level the playing field for women and young professionals in the credit union industry?
Well, this one is a very big question, right? We could sit and talk a whole, another podcast just about it. But I want to bring it back a bit to a couple of things, right? Both Global Women's Leadership Network and WYCUP, the acronym for our emerging leaders or our young professional programs, are both programs or network programs under our Worldwide Foundation for Credit Unions, right? Which, in partnership with World Council of Credit Unions, helps support our work across the globe. And both programs, obviously give you the opportunity for learning, give you the opportunity for networking, give you the opportunity for engaging and learning from your peers and other colleagues across the international credit union space. But what I like seeing the most from both of the activities or both of the programs is that it gives the opportunity for individuals in the credit union space, right? That gives them the opportunity to explore and pave their own credit union journeys. And I'm specifically saying journeys because it's one of the terms that we use in the work that we do at the Worldwide Foundation, right? We're helping people evolve their credit union journeys, whether it is through a big, larger program we have called Global Bridges, which in essence gives the opportunity of a credit union to engage with another credit union across the globe, or the opportunity of individuals to engage with other partners across the globe. So this is something that you can do more directly through the two activities and the two programs. And there are, the scholarship opportunities from both, the networking, which is such a big piece. And the most important thing, which is learning from other people who can be on the completely other side of the planet, literally, but yet are doing the exact same work on a day-to-day basis that you are as a credit union practitioner. So that's what I see, which is really great from both of these programs through the work of the organization.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So why is it so important, like, to encourage, credit unions to get their employees to join, networks like this, to join Global Women's and the WYCUP?
Well, literally coming back to the word of the excellent opportunities. Honestly, if I can tell you, we talk about getting to know the world of credit unions, right? And for every person or individual starting, what I always encourage and what we try to encourage overall from the organization is, whether it's the National Association or the individual credit union, I say, make sure that Global Women's, WYCUP, the work that we do at the foundation and the World Council is part of your onboarding process. Because if it isn't, they're missing the big global picture of what this whole system can share and can offer to them, right? And I'm not talking about not seeing what your national system can offer. I'm saying take it a step further, because you all belong to a larger international credit union community, whether you know it or not. So why not find out right offhand when you are onboarding into your new credit union what these programs can offer and how you can get more engaged and involved? And it means different things to different people. Some people say, I like being part of GWLN because I love networking with women around the globe. Some people say, Lena, I'm only interested in the online learning opportunities, and some people say, I want it all. I want to know how more involved I can get. So coming back, it's an excellent opportunity, and it's literally available to you. So all you need to do is either reach out or find out from your own credit union. So I'm coming back and putting, the weight on the credit unions, if you will, or even the national associations. Make us be part of your onboarding process. It will make life easier across the board.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about Brazil. So you have
Okay.
some partners in Brazil that are doing some great work with DEI. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Of course. And I'm going to talk about a little bit the activities that are coming up just because of the timing of our work here together today, right? Sicredi is our Brazilian member, our direct member on the World Council of Credit Union side, the trade association side. And they are one of the large national credit union financial cooperative systems in the country of Brazil. And in a couple weeks' time, a number of us colleagues from the World Council and the Worldwide Foundation will be going to Sicredi for a large conference that they're hosting, which is called the Super Summit. So in essence, this year, they're combining the work they're doing for their women's committees. They call their sister societies women's committees, and I'll elaborate a little, and their youth committees, because they are very supportive of activities on both of these levels through their system. The big difference with Sicredi is that both of these committees, or the groupings of these individuals, are for their members. They're not just for their staff. So in comparison, for those who are listening in and have been engaged with a sister society in their area, the Sicredi system actually works with the women working in the credit unions, like we do with many sister societies around the globe, and helping them advance. But they work on a larger part with the members that belong to the credit union, right, which is through the Sicredi system. So it makes for a larger impact across their nation, right, across their communities. And they work on, they look at DE&I as an agenda, not as a theme, not as a topic, right? They want to weave it into pretty much everything they're doing, and they're looking at it on 3 levels. One is how DEI is weaved into their institution overall. Then they're looking at it as to how DE&I is actually inside or within the financial products and services that they're offering through their institution to their members. And then the other is through their women's committees and their youth committees, getting to the individual. So they have it at, in essence, 3 levels. It's a big work in progress. Everything is in Portuguese. My Portuguese is not fine, for most of you who can imagine. My Greek is much better, right? But that being said, I think it'll be a wonderful learning opportunity for us. How we're supporting on the World Council and Worldwide Foundation side, obviously team members, we'll be speaking about the work that we do and how that can weave into the work that they do. I'm speaking on a couple panels. My colleagues from the WYCUP side are also speaking as well. And I'm excited because we're going to have opportunities to visit sister societies or women's committees in their locations. I'll be going to 3 cities before the summit. So it's a combination of things. A long answer to your question, but exciting stuff, I guess.
All right. Well, with the individuals that are going to Brazil, what will they be doing while they're there? What will the efforts be?
Well, there's going to be a bunch of sessions that they're hosting for the summit. And because they're weaving, in essence, 2 major conferences, the one they usually do for their youth and one they usually do for their women, and they're bringing them together this year. They've sort of broken up all the sessions and sort of replicated them AM and PM. So if you're attending the morning sessions, you can witness them in the afternoon, the evening, and vice versa. So they're flipping them. And they're going to be talking about governance and diversity and leadership. And they're going to be hearing about gender. So they have a bunch of presenters and speakers and experts speaking from their nation, in addition to a couple who are traveling internationally as well. We're happy because we're going to have our WYCUP scholars, our 2023 scholars, part of the group that won the scholarship was for their engagement at the summit. So there's going to be 14 countries represented at the Super Summit this year, some of whom come from are WYCUP scholars. And in addition to that, there's going to be a number of people, like I said, presenting from Brazil as well. And they're hosting it in Iguaçu Falls, which are the waterfalls that are right on the border of Argentina and Brazil. So it's going to be an amazing experience. And they've chosen the theme to be water because of the location, but basically how water basically flows through everything, whether it's through energy, because they're going to be talking about sustainability through credit unions. I mean, it's going to be a very, very, very interesting experience overall. I'm very excited to be participating. I'm very honored and privileged to be attending.
Wow. Well, I look forward to hearing all about it when you return. So what other DEI practices are occurring at credit unions in some of the other parts of the world?
Well, a number of things. And again, Jamie, this was I think one of the tougher questions because everybody's at a different stage in their DEI journey, if you will. And for some nations, it's much more evident. In others, it's not as developed or not on the top of their radars. A couple of years ago when World Council posed the question for, what things were at the top of the list for the national trade associations across the World Council membership base, DE&I wasn't even in the top 3, right, of what they're interested in, right? They were interested in digitization, the regulatory reform, but DE&I wasn't at the top of the list. And some systems are a little more developed than others, right? I recently came from a trip to the UK with the Association of British Credit Unions. And what they've done is they've gone down the path of establishing an inclusivity group with members from their national association that looks at, literally defining and recommending through their national association how credit unions can weave in and implement DE&I, in their leadership, in their individual boards, in their staff structures, and augment that and bring that more forward, more front and center, if you will, than it was before, right? Currently, their National Association board has 9 members and only 1 is a woman. Right. So if we touch on the gender aspect there, they still have work to do, they themselves, but they're bringing it to their national meetings, they're bringing it to their regional meetings, and it's moving up in the sense of it's becoming more part of their everyday work, right? In Australia, they're looking at it differently too. They have a respective women's group or a sister society that has sort of changed, because there too they had people who retired, moved away, the transition feel that we've been feeling right across the globe the last year and a half. And they're taking their group and they're re-examining it, and even thinking about changing their women's group to be, basically reincarnated into a diversity and inclusion committee, and make it that, and not be just about advancing women, but bringing in others altogether, right? Bringing in one committee. In the Philippines, they've gone down the path of bringing in youth to a lot of things that they do and services they provide through their financial co-ops, right? But their audiences are different, right? There, you may not see the diversity so much in the face, but you may see it in the the complexity or the complexions in the skin, and the type of people who actually come and are members of their credit union. So it differs from country to country, and it's important that it is work that is being done by many countries, but many other countries still have work to do. If I can say that. Yeah. And for us who happen to be in the US right now, it differs across the country here as well, I can say, right? Some credit unions are just off the charts doing amazing things, and some are still learning, right? And what I've seen is through the work, here from national partners in the US, through the DEI collective, I've seen a lot of amazing things happen there too. So I think the important thing to say is there's always learning to be done when it comes to DE&I and B, belonging.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Just wonderful things. Any final thoughts or advice for our listeners today?
One final thing I just wanted to share with the group. We will have launched a new activity, a new program that is coming out from the World Council of Credit Unions board, actually, which is an application for a fellowship, where the board and with staff's assistance is going to, in essence, select 2 individuals, one from our GWLN audiences and one from our WYCUP audiences, to be able to join in and sit as observers on the World Council of Credit Unions board. And this is a new activity, and their application should be available online when the audience hears this. And this is a great way for applicants who are really interested in governance and forward-looking to the board positions in the system, the opportunity to sit and listen and observe, the WOCCU board over the course of a year. I'm very excited about this activity, a big project in the making, a lot of people involved and engaged in all of this. And I think that we're going to have a tough time evaluating because I feel like we're going to have a large number of applications for this. But I think it's going to be exciting to see what year one will bring, and what these individuals who truly want to get engaged and want to get involved in the international credit union space can do. Wow. So that was my closing thoughts. Obviously, connect with GWLN, connect with WYCUP, connect with us at the Worldwide Foundation. I think you can share everything online or find everything online. And if anyone has questions, cuwomen@woccu.org is the easiest way, other than spelling my long last name.
Well, and we will include all the links with this podcast. So if you're listening, look for those links. So thank you again. Really appreciate you joining me today. And today's episode, it's brought to you by the Student Loan Program through Sallie Mae. It's that time of year again. Students are looking for additional ways to pay for their college expenses. Vizo Financial has a program for you to help your members find an option that works for them. Our partnership with Sallie Mae offers a suite of products and services to support members' educational finances needs through loans and various repayment plans. These suite of educational loans created specifically for the needs of graduate and undergraduate students. Offer your college-age members the money they need for school-certified expenses like tuition, fees, books, housing, meals, travel, and so much more. And while it helps your credit union retain and grow membership, it will also generate fee income for each originated loan. To find more information about the program, visit the lending services page of Vizo Financial's website, which is www.vfccu.org. Lena, before I let you go, I'm going to ask one more question. What is it that you love about the credit union industry?
I love that question. Well, everybody always says we're all about people helping people, and I'm biased, and I always say we're about people, empowering women. But I think I'll take it a step further and say, we're all about people empowering all people at all times. So I think that's what the international credit union system means to me. And thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for your listeners to spending time with us.
All right. Well, thank you. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.